Hello, this is Jack Yost, your business professor, and I want to welcome you to Chapter 5 of Strategic Planning and Decision Making. Yesterday I had a lunch with a young businessman. Let's call him Sam, because that's his name. And he was telling me about his business model and the software solution that he had for sales and human resource management. And it was a terrific product. It could be used across all multiple industries and platforms. It was a terrific product. And what he was describing to me was not the what I expected him to say. What he was telling me instead over most of lunch was the companies and clients that he was not going to do business with and the direction that he was not going to go, the industries that he was not going to address. So strategic planning is not so much of a direction for him of an issue of direction of where he was going to go, but where he was not going to go. So I was thinking of him as I was getting ready for this chapter 5 for us today, where we will learn today to summarize the basic steps in any planning process, discuss how strategic planning should be integrated with tactical and operational planning, describe the strategic management process and the importance of SWOT, SWOT, SWOT analysis and strategy formulation, analyze how companies can achieve competitive advantage through business strategy, identify the keys to effective strategy implementation, and explain how to make effective decisions as a manager, give examples of individual barriers that affect rational decision making, summarize principles for group decision making. Planning. This is the conscious, systematic process of making decisions about goals and activities that an individual group, work unit, or organization will pursue in the future. It's a purposeful effort that is directed and controlled by managers and often draws on the knowledge and experience of the employees throughout the organization. The formal planning steps, very simply, 6 steps. Step 1 is situational analysis. Step 2 is alternative goals and plans. 3 is goal and plan evaluation. 4 is goal and plan selection. 5 is implementation. And 6 is monitor and control, which the alert student will remember is the 4th part of management: plan, organize, lead, and control. Situational analysis is a process planners use with some time and resource constraints to gather, interpret, and summarize all information relevant to the planning issue under consideration to generate alternative goals and plans. It should stress creativity and encourage managers and employers to think in broad terms about their jobs. The goal is a target or end that management desires to reach. It's specific, it's measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, or SMART, S-M-A-R-T for short. Generate alternative goals and plans. The actions or means managers intend to use to achieve organizational goals. Contingency plans are a set of actions to be taken when a company's initial plans have not worked well or events in the external environment require a sudden change. Evaluate goals and plans. Managers will evaluate the advantages, disadvantages, and potential effects of each alternative goal and plan, must prioritize those goals and even eliminate some of them, as Sam did. Managers must carefully consider the implications of alternative plans for meeting high priority goals. Managers must select the option that is most appropriate and feasible. The evaluation process will identify the priorities and trade-offs among those goals and plans. The scenario is a story, a narrative that describes a particular set of future conditions. Implement the goals and plans. Managers and employees must understand the plan and have the resources to implement it, and must be motivated to do so. Successful implementation requires a plan to be linked to other systems in the organization, particularly budget and reward systems. Monitor and control. Evaluation. Managers must continually monitor the actual performance of their work units against the unit's goals and plans. Managers also need to develop control systems to measure that performance and allow them to take corrective action when the plans are implemented improperly or when the situation changes. Strategic planning is a set of procedures for making decisions about the organization's long-term goals and strategies. Strategic goals are the major targets or end results that require the long-term strategic survival, value, and growth of the organization. A strategy is a pattern of actions and resources and in resource allocation designed to achieve organization's goals. And strategic planning is where will we be active? How will we get there? How will we win in the marketplace? How fast will we move? And in what sequence will we make changes? And how will we obtain financial returns? How are we going to make money? There's a hierarchy of goals and plans in Exhibit 5.2. Tactical and operational planning is a set of procedures for translating broad strategic goals and plans into specific goals and plans that are relevant to a distinct portion of the organization, such as a functional area like marketing. And tactical and operational planning is a process of identifying the specific procedures and processes required at lower levels of the organization. Strategic management is a process that involves managers from all parts of the organization in the formulation and implementation of strategic goals and strategies. The strategic management process. Establish a mission, vision, and goals. A mission is an organization's basic purpose and scope of operation. The strategic vision is the long-term direction and strategic intent of the company, and it provides a perspective on where the organization is headed and what it can become. Analyze external opportunities and threats. Stakeholders, groups and individuals who affect and are affected by the achievement of the organization's goals, missions, and strategies. Resources, inputs into a system that can enhance performance, their tangible and intangible assets. Analyze internal strengths and weaknesses of financial analysis, human resource assessment, marketing audit, operations audit analysis, and other internal resources analysis. Benchmarking is a process of assessing how well one's basic functions and skills compare with those of another company or a set of companies. The goal of benchmarking is to thoroughly understand the best practices of other firms outside the organization and to undertake actions to achieve both better performance and lower costs. Conduct a SWOT analysis and formulate strategy. A SWOT analysis, SWOT, is a comparison of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that helps executives formulate strategy. A corporate strategy, this is a set of businesses, markets, or industries in which an organization competes and the distribution of resources among those entities. Concentration is a strategy employed for an organization that operates as a single business and competes in a single industry. Vertical industry and integration is the acquisition or development of new businesses that produce parts or components of the organization's product. Related diversification is a strategy allowed to add new businesses that produce related products or are involved in related markets and activities. Unrelated diversification. This is a strategy used to add new businesses that produce unrelated products or are involved in unrelated markets and activities. BGC matrix, that's Boston Consulting Group matrix. Business strategy, low-cost strategy, a strategy an organization uses to build competitive advantage by being efficient and offering a standard no-frills product, an economic brand, or a differentiation strategy, a strategy an organization uses to build competitive advantage by being unique in its industry or market segment along one or more dimensions. Strategy implementation. Define strategic risks, assess organization capabilities, develop an implementation agenda, create an implementation agenda. Strategic control system. A system designed to support managers in evaluating the organization's progress regarding its strategy and, when discrepancies exist, taking corrective action. Managerial decision making. There are stages of decision making. I'd like to stop the video here at this point. I want to welcome you to join us for our next lecturette for Chapter 6. But please, in the meantime, submit your assignments, and I look forward to talking with you again. Thank you. Thank you.